The Hidden Temple.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Channel Sean. We're keeping the Summer of Slime train firmly on tracks, and that means it's time for another Slime Time Friday.
I don't know.
Over the past couple weeks, we have roasted a lot of kids in this channel. Watched preteens fail to assemble a three-piece of a monkey. We watched kids forget how to push brightly glowing buttons. But today is different. Today, we're not just looking at a failure of a skill, we're looking at a nationally televised ambush.
Gay.
We're opening the vault on Legends of the Hidden Temple, Season 1, Episode 7.
Which one are we going to hear today?
The Legend of Elizabeth I's Golden Ship.
This episode is legendary in the fan community because it holds the absolute, undisputed record for the fastest, most brutal temple run elimination in the entire history of the show. It is an absolute bloodbath. So grab your helmets, lock in your pennants, and let's watch some kids get completely destroyed by Nickelodeon producers. Let's get into it.
Excuse me? The teachers are the ones being assholes. They're the ones who need to use some honey, you dusty old queef.
We kick things off with the moat, and this week, the kids are using the classic Aztec footboards. Here's exactly how this crossing works. When Kirk Fogg blows the whistle, the first partner from each team hops on the board and paddles across to the moat the other side. Once they get out, that's the signal for partner number 2.
Number 2.
Partner number 2 pulls it back using a rope, jumps on, does the same exact thing. It requires upper body strength, balance, and basic coordination, which means it's a complete disaster for half the teams. But pushing through the chaos and the splashing, the red jaguars, purple parrots, the silver snake, and the orange iguanas manage to survive and secure their spots to advance. Now we get to Olmec. Olmec's glowing red eyes light up and he begins to tell the legend. It's a solid history lesson, but look at the kids' faces while Olmec is talking. Half of them are shivering in wet spandex, and Olmec is out here lecturing them about 16th century geopolitical naval warfare. Olmec finishes the story, fires off a trivia questions. They stomp on the steps.
Red Jaguars.
Francis Drake.
That is correct.
There we go. We've got our first team.
And the red jaguars and the purple parrots officially advance to the Temple Games. All right, into the Temple Games we go. Game 1 is called Assemble the Fleet, and it takes place in the Dragon Tunnel. Here's the setup. The kids have to drag themselves over these massive foam ocean waves. In the trough of each wave is a little toy ship. The goal is to pull yourself over the wave, grab a ship, physically stick it onto your helmet using Velcro, and then crawl to the next one. After doing that, they have to race back, turn around, and keep doing it until the 60-second clock expires. Whoever gets back first with 6 ships, or whoever has the most ships when time goes up, wins the game. We have Mike for Purple Parrots and Joe for the Red Jaguars. They're both scrambling over these giant blue foam mounds, sticking tiny boats in their heads like absolute maniacs. When the clock hits 0, Joe only has 4 ships. Mike actually has a full fleet of 6 ships stuck on his helmet. Even though Mike hasn't made it all the way back to the start line yet, he has 6 ships, which beats Joe's 4. The Purple Parrots take the win and secure the first half pendant of the day. Game 2 is called Tower of London, played in the Peanut Shaft. The theme here is that when Elizabeth was young, she was locked in the tower and lost her hair. So at the base of the climbing shaft, there is a bucket of wigs. At the top of the tower, there are 4 bald mannequin heads. Andrea and Gabby have to grab a wig, climb up the tower, put it on the head, climb down, and repeat. The first girl to get 4 wigs in the heads wins. Kurt blows the whistle, and they take off. But here's the thing, they're perfectly matched. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. They both managed to place exactly 3 wigs in the heads, and then the game just stops. Why? Because someone on the production crew completely screwed up. There's supposed to be 4 wigs in the buckets, but there are only 3. The girls are just staring at empty buckets while the clock ticks down. Because of the crew error, neither of them can finish, and the game is declared a dead tie. Both teams are awarded a half pennant. The final Temple game is worth a full pennant of life. It's called St. George's Cross on the bungee soap line. The partners are strapped to bungee cords. They have to run to the center, pass pieces of the English flag from one kid's helmet to the other, slide back to the start, and then place the flag pieces perfectly upright on the Velcro board.
All right, go for another piece. No, he's got it. He was determined, and he got it.
The team with the most correctly placed pieces at the end of 60 seconds wins. Guys, the incompetence in this game is staggering. The Purple Parrots only managed to place a single piece of their flag on the board, and they put it up backwards, so it doesn't even count. The Red Jaguars do slightly better, managing to stick 4 pieces on their board, but of those 4 pieces, 3 of them are placed incorrectly. That means the Red Jaguars officially got exactly 1 single piece of the flag right. But that was enough because the Purple Parrots scored absolutely 0. That 1 single piece was enough to win the entire game and the full pennant of life. The Red Jaguars are heading into the temple with 1.5 pennants. This is it, the temple run, 1.5 pennants. What you're about to hear is the saddest, fastest defeat in Legends of the Hidden Temple history. Fans literally refer to this specific run as the triple seizure because of how violently abrupt the game is over. Kurt Fogg yells go, Joe sprints into the temple. He climbs up and enters the very first room, the Cave of Sighs. Before he can even get his bearing, a temple guard bursts out of the shadows and grabs him. Instantaneous, 5 seconds into the run, he is forced to hand over his full pendant of life. But Joe pushes forward. He unlocks the lower crawl tube and slides into the pit of despair. He tries to open the door to the throne room, but it's completely locked. So he is forced to find a new path and starts climbing the wall to the heart room. He struggles for a second, finally gets his grip using the wall holes, and pulls himself into the heart room. And the second he hits the floor, boom! Second temple guard is right there waiting. Joe only has a half pendant, so he is immediately eliminated. He survived for exactly 44 seconds. There's 2:16 left on the clock. Now it's Gabby's turn. The poor girl doesn't stand a chance. Gabby climbs up to the temple. She follows Joe's exact path. She runs through the empty Cave of Sighs, through the Pit of Despair, and climbs up into the Heart Room, arriving with 1:46 left on the clock. Gabby tries to unlock the door to the throne room from there, but it won't open.
So let me the fucking house!
So she makes the choice to crawl towards the room with the golden idols instead. She gets into the crawl tube, moving slowly and carefully. As soon as she starts making her way out of the tunnel, the third and final temple guard is just standing there, waiting for her. He grabs her, the siren blares, the run is over.
1, 2, 3.
There was 1 minute and 29 seconds left on the clock. They were eliminated in exactly 91 seconds. They entered 3 rooms, and there was a guard station in every single one of them. That's not a game show, it's a coordinated hit. The producers loaded the front of the temple with guards like they were protecting the President of the United States.
Strengthening.
Excuse me, President Reagan.
Joe and Gabby never stood a chance. This episode is exactly why we love this show. From the absolute deadlock in the Tower of London to the temple guards running a mafia hit on 2 kids in the first 90 seconds, it's peak 90s television. I'm giving Elizabeth's first golden ship a highly disrespectful 10 backwards flags out of 10. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let me know down in the comments, if you had to run the temple, which room would absolutely terrify you the most? Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Rest up and prepare yourselves, because we're heading right back into the dark next week for Midnight Monday. I'll see you guys in the next one.